This book that I have for you is called Beekle. I love the title of that book, Beekle, because it's not really a real word, which means that the author of this book invented it in his head. And that's what's so cool about a book. You don't even have to use a real word to make the book. You can just invent a word that you like because you're the author of it. It's called The Adventures of Beekle, the Unimaginary Friend. And it's written by Dan Santat. Do you think you can guess who Beekle, the unimaginary friend is? I also really just like the illustration and this cute little white guy. On the back, where sometimes it tells us about the book, it says, sometimes the best friends lie just beyond our imagination. Here it is. Beekle. I love the illustrations in this story. He was born on an island far away where imaginary friends were created. Here they lived and played, each eagerly waiting to be imagined by a real child. Have you ever imagined playing with somebody? I used to do that lots when I was little, especially when my big brother wouldn't play with me. But I would imagine who I was playing with and I'd talk to them and I'd pretend that we were playing. It's fun to imagine somebody to play with. Every night he stood under the stars, hoping for his turn to be picked by a child and given a special name. He waited for many nights. But his turn never came. Look at, he's all alone at the sandcastle. His mind filled with thoughts of all the amazing things that were keeping his friend from imagining him. Look at, he imagined he was winning. His friend must have been winning a trophy and reading and playing guitar and learning how to juggle and baking a cake. So rather than waiting, he did the unimaginable. Unimaginable means that, like, you couldn't believe he did it. I loved, you see the beautiful illustrations like of the dragon? Did you see him in his boat there? He sailed through unknown waters and faced many scary things. But thinking about his friend gave him the courage to journey on. Did you see that picture? He's actually on top of the big whale. Until he reached the real world. I always thought this part was interesting because back in this imaginary world, it had lots of color. But look at the real world, it was very gray. The real world was a strange place. No kids were eating cake. No one stopped to hear the music. And everyone needed nap time. Hey, but nap time is my favorite. Then finally, he saw something familiar. What do you think he saw that was familiar? So he followed. He had a good feeling about this place, but he looked everywhere and he could not find his friend. Doesn't that look like a fun place to play? He climbed to the top of a tree and looked out, wishing and hoping that his friend would come. Look, there he is, way up high. That sure looks like a fun tree to climb, hey? But no one came. Oh, look at everybody else came down. There he is still. And look, it looks like the sun is going down. He thought about how far he had come and how long he had waited, and he felt very sad. Then he heard a noise below. Hello? This page has no words. Those are always my favorite pages in a book, the ones with no words, because it lets us use our imagination and just look at the picture and think about what they're trying to tell us. Look at it, looks like he's handing that girl a note. Or maybe she's handing him the note. Her face was friendly and familiar, and there was something about her that felt just right. And look at the picture. It's a picture of them and the tree. At first, they weren't sure what to do. Neither of them had made a friend before. But after a little while, they went hee 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 hee. And she says, Alice. They realized, and look at, he looked very confused, like, And then she said to him, Beekle. They were perfect together. I'm Beekle. Hi, Beekle. Beekle and Alice had many new adventures. They shared their snacks. They told funny jokes. The world began to feel a little less strange. Hey, look, there's a boy, and look at, do you think that's his imaginary friend? And together, they did the unimaginable. Where do you think they're sailing to? That was the end. So it leaves you on a bit of a cliffhanger to find out, where do you think they're sailing to? What did they do that was unimaginable? At the beginning, Beekle, his thing that he did that was unimaginable was he left the imaginary world and came to the real world. What do you think they're doing that's unimaginable? I want you either on Seesaw, send me a video, or come on to Google Meet, and I want you to come on and tell me, did you like this book, Beekle? And if you did like this book, what did you like about it? What was your favorite part of it? What was most interesting to you? Or what are you wondering about now that we've read it? I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this. Talk to you soon, guys.